the Deeper Life choir sister who was kidnapped for rituals, but God showed up. The church was filled with worship. Hands were lifted, eyes shut in deep reverence. Among them was Mary, a devoted sister in the Deeper Life Bible Church choir. Her voice was unlike any other. It carried the presence of God. Each time she sang, hearts melted, and even the most hardened sinners would break down in tears. But outside the church walls, danger lurked. A fateful night. It was a Friday evening after choir practice. The streets were dark, the only light coming from flickering street lamps. Mary hummed softly as she walked home, still wrapped in the presence of the song they had rehearsed, "Great is thy faithfulness." She didn't notice the black van creeping up behind her. Before she could react, strong arms grabbed her from behind. A rag covered her mouth, muffling her screams. The world around her blurred as she inhaled something sickly sweet. Then, darkness. The ritual camp. When Mary woke up, the air was thick with a scent of blood and burning incense. Her head throbbed. Cold chains bound her hands and feet. Around her were other captives, some unconscious, others weeping. Fear gripped her heart. She had heard stories about ritualists, how they lured people, slaughtered them, and used their body parts for wealth and power. Now, she was in their den. A dark figure entered. His red robe trailed on the ground as he moved toward the altar, where a fresh human skull sat today. His eyes glowed with wicked excitement. "She is the one," he announced, pointing at Mary. "A pure one, a virgin. Her blood will bring us riches beyond measure." The others in the room cheered. Mary's stomach twisted. She had always heard about God's protection, but now, was this how it would end? Tears streamed down her face as she whispered, "Jesus, save me." A test of faith. The ritualists dragged Mary toward the altar. A massive stone lay in the center, stained with dried blood. She struggled, but the chains were too tight. "Let me go," she cried. The leader smirked. "You're wasting your breath. If your God is real, let him come now." Laughter erupted around her. Mary trembled. Doubt tried to creep in, but then she remembered Daniel in the lion's den. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fire. God saved them. Would he save her too? She closed her eyes and began to sing. "Great is thy faithfulness, O God my Father." Her voice, though weak, echoed in the dark room. The laughter died down. A strange wind began to blow. The candles flickered. The air grew heavy, almost suffocating. Then, a loud bang. Divine intervention. The chains on Mary's hands and feet snapped open by themselves. The ritualists staggered backward, eyes wide with terror. The wind howled violently. The shrine trembled as if an invisible force had entered. The leader screamed, "Stop her! Kill her now!" But before they could reach her, fire fell from the sky, a bright, blinding light that no one could explain. Shrieks filled the air as the ritualists ran in different directions. Some fell to the ground, foaming at the mouth. The leader tried to lift his ritual dagger, but his hands froze mid-air. Mary wasted no time. She ran. She didn't look back. She ran into the night, her heart pounding with each step. Rescued by grace. Hours later, a passing vehicle stopped when they saw a barefooted girl running along the road, her dress torn, her face stained with tears. It was a Christian couple heading home from a vigil. "Help me," Mary gasped, barely able to speak. They rushed her into the car, covering her shivering body with a shawl. She sobbed uncontrollably as she told them what had happened. The man driving clenched his fists. "Those wicked men. But thank God you're alive." Mary could only nod. She was alive. God had saved her. The testimony that shook the church. The next Sunday, the church was packed. People had heard what happened. Many had doubted, until they saw Mary standing before them, tears in her eyes, testifying of God's mighty deliverance. "There was no way out," she said, her voice shaking. "But my God showed up." The congregation erupted in praise and worship. Some fell to their knees, weeping. Even those who had been lukewarm in faith rededicated their lives to Christ that day. And as Mary lifted her voice once again, singing "Great is thy faithfulness," everyone knew God still delivers. The fate of the ritualists. Days later, the news broke. The ritualist shrine had mysteriously caught fire. Police arrived to find some of them dead, others in a trance, unable to speak. The leader? Found blind, crawling on the ground, screaming for mercy. Some who survived surrendered to Christ after confessing to their crimes. Justice was served. But above all, God's power had been revealed. Conclusion. Mary's faith was tested in the darkest of places, yet she never let go of God. And when she needed him most, he showed up like fire from heaven. Dear reader, no matter how dark it gets, no matter how hopeless the situation seems, never stop believing. The God of Mary is still the God of today.